Mic test. Oh, damn, hot mic over here. Hold on, let me adjust that a little bit. Oh, I think that's better. All right, we're about to get started here momentarily. About 1 minute. All right, what's going on, y'all? I know it's been a while. It's been a week on the dot. I had my birthday weekend on Friday, on the 9th was my birthday. So I was out of town for that weekend, and I came back Monday to do the show, and the internet in my whole area was down for the day. I don't know, they were doing some maintenance or something. I don't know what the hell was going on, but it didn't work. So we had to wait to push it till today. I am back up and running, so that's good. Oh, missed you guys, missed doing some of the streams. And of course, I go on vacation and we get some big price action. I swear that happens to me all the time. And it looks like it just did happen one more again. Very nice. Well, at least we're getting some price action. We had Fed meeting today, so that's out of the way. I think the next one's another few months away. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, a little pumpage, pump edge. Let's just start with Mama Bear and work our way down because it has been, like I said, since it has been like a week since we've done a stream, we probably have a lot to catch up. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, Bitcoin, Mama Bear. Let's start with the weekly and then ratchet down since we didn't do Mondays. So we had the weekly close last week, right on the 21, right in this like super tight range we've been discussing over the last couple weeks. It is the closest range that Bitcoin has ever been in. And by that range, I mean all the EMAs stacked right on top of each other. And I mean, I know people use different ones, but the ones I use, the 21, the 55, and the 200 regular moving average, they're all stacked right on each other. And this did provide decent support for that week, but it looks like we already pushed through it. So let's zoom in. Kind of just trying to do a couple videos in one here. Okay, yeah, so right on this trend line cross, X marks the spot apparently for the shift of Momo, or potential shift of Momo. But as you can see here, we had this nice engulfing candle. I think that was the last stream we did, and I really did like that. But we got zero follow through on it. We actually immediately just sold off, lollygag to the trend line, and then busted through the trend line. Actually going sideways. Look at that, just under 26,000, which is the number that we ratcheted up from 24 as kind of like a pretty serious contention number now, just given the way that the structure's played out. So now being under 26 is definitely heavier than above 26, without a doubt. And it looks like we are working our way to that 24K area, which was to be expected if we started camping below 26,000 again on last Wednesday's video. So kind of just coming through to fruition there, unfortunately for the Bulls. This could just be a really good retest of this breakout zone. It is a little bit interesting and kind of precarious here, though. I don't think, like as we discussed on Wednesday, I don't think 24 will hold. I would not be surprised to see like 21 to like 23 somewhere deep pulling into this because we are getting some pretty aggressive selling. But we are also right in the middle of the 200 and the short-term moving averages. I really hate initiating trades from such a like mid. It's not really a neutral position, but such like a middle of structure position. Let's go to the monthly real quick. I just want to see how that's stacking up. Yeah, not great. Yeah, sub 26. We start just camping continuously below this. You know, you can definitely make a strong argument that the Bears are starting to regain momentum. And you can see that pretty actually fairly clearly on the DMI over the last pretty much over this weekend, really. They are redominating their strength. So, shit. Well, there you go. I guess it's over. Bitcoin's going to zero. The bankers win. No, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just joshing, but this is definitely not good for the Bulls. Really, at this point, I'd say the party's a little bit over. I mean, there's some nasty sell-offs. What, like Litecoin, is it? And I haven't looked at a lot of charts the last like 4 days or so. Man, big sell-off. What is this on Saturday? Wow, we never get price action like that on Saturdays. Holy moly. Wow, ETC went all the way down to its horizontal at 12, 25%. Wow, holy shnikes, dude. That's like the line in the sand. Nice bounce so far, but did have a lot of volume on that candle too. Let's see if we take out the mega hype. Yeah, definitely comparing to all the other high volume candles here. But we're already getting no follow through. Pretty nasty below 1550. Oh, even XRP, man, everything. Doge, pretty brutal, dude. Except normie markets are doing good. That seems to be, wow, VIX is all the way down at 13. Holy crap, Ola. Still about a $3 spread on futures to volatility, which is a little bit surprising. Okay. And the Fed didn't hike this time. That's interesting. I think I saw that come across a news feed that the Fed remained unchanged. So it's like now that's kind of bearish and scary though, because they're seeing turmoil in the markets. I don't know how people read all that shit, but interesting that they paused. So I think that was in line with expectations. They usually don't or not derive. That's not the right word. Derp. They usually don't. God, I'm special ed right now. I don't know. You know what the hell I'm trying to say. Whatever. They usually don't go off course of their, said and displayed actions of the Fed fund future rates, but whatever. That was, it just sounded retarded. Let's just move on. 2 week. Ooh, uh-oh. Yeah, we closed below 24K on the 2 week. That's going to look nasty. And the weekly is actually, oh, wow, this isn't good, y'all. This weekly can potentially, and I know it's not quite an open and close. We are probably splitting hairs, though, at 25,772 is where that is. And this open is 25,940. So it's $200. That's close. It's close enough. So, man, if this closes like this on Sunday, man, that's actually pretty shitty historically speaking. Whenever Bitcoin goes back up underneath the 21 EMA, you usually get follow through. I actually don't know of a time where it didn't at least go test some structure. Yeah, here it did it. 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 All back up in here it did it. Here it did it. And an open and closes we're looking for. Oh, here's an interage. Here we go. Here's one where it didn't. Here's an open and close, kind of in a similar posturing as where we're at now, that ended up getting engulfed. So one time. And this kind of doesn't count. No one cared about crypto pre like 2012 pretty much. So wow. All right. Well, this week could be extremely important. If this thing open and closes like this, nasty. It looks like we've already dipped into the 24,000 handle. When was that? Was that today for the Fed meeting? It did that? Yes, it was. Actually, it wasn't for the Fed meeting. I stand corrected. It was actually way later at the very end of the regular session today. Just dump fest at the very, that's like starting right. Yeah, wow. Right at the close of the normal session at 3 p.m. Central Standard, it just said puked all over itself. Well, regardless, getting comfy below 26. We've been talking about that for a long time. So there it is. We're getting the follow through. Will this 22 to 24 area hold up now? I think is the most important thing, alongside with an open and close below the 21 EMA. Yeah, so we are getting, the bears are trying to say, nah, bitches, you ain't got shit right now. Very important weekly close coming up. So futures do not have the open and close below it. They will not be able to do that this week. So it doesn't look, I guess, as bad, if we want to say that, on the futures. And the futures are a little bit sloppier looking charts anyway relative to spot price, because obviously they're not traded 24/7 like spot is. Best case scenario is this is just kind of breaching, I think, everywhere, and kind of putting a little fire under everyone's ass, kind of scaring people, whatever. But we are kind of just testing the tops of these ranges. And where's Ethereum at? Oh, wow, Ethereum. Holy crap, Ethereum just took a dump on itself today, down 5%. Okay. Yeah, well, all right. So this could be like a little like fake out to the downside as we test kind of this upper end of the range, which is still very healthy. It's nice to kind of sine wave it up here. So not quite terrible. The only thing I don't like though is if that open and close on Bitcoin kind of happens right here, but there's still 4 days left in 2 hours. So it's 42. So it's 42. So meme power, right? Anyway, yeah, sub 26. We can make arguments that the bulls are losing their Momo. Same for Ethereum. Wow, Ethereum is, if it full on open and closes like this below 1750, you already know that's been the line in the sand for Bitcoin, for Unicorn Shirt, man, for a long time. False breakout, tested other side of range swiftly. Actually, the deep side of range, we are finding a little support on the 200 right now. Actually, not a lot, but on the T support at about 1630 in the middle of all this cluster. And like I was just saying on Bitcoin, you could say that this is just retesting this breakout consolidation zone. That definitely could be the case, although it is starting to look a little bit nasty. But in that vein of the fake outs that sometimes happen to get everybody like, oh shit, this sucks, start shorting, sell everything, and then we just rip face to the other side, regardless of nasty selling. I mean, look at this, 5%. That's what, 10, 12% or something, 11% sell off just in the last 5 days. So, and most of that occurring today and Saturday, it looks like, across the board. What are futures doing? Yeah, just kind of right in the middle of all of this. Still could argue that this is retesting the breakout zone, but we are definitely getting a little bit close for comfort on that. And this is the first week, so we do need open and closes, just because this still has 4 days. It hasn't printed yet. Don't forget that. It might sound, I don't want to sound like it's bearish and doom or whatever. This is just potentially getting ready to flip to a more bearish stance if these higher time frames start closing below major support areas. Litecoin murder fest over here, finding support at this horizontal at like 73 and change. Again, is this just coming back to test the breakout zone? Possibly. Loses $73, probably goes to 64-ish, and then we have to reassess. Bulls really just need to get back up into above 80 on this. Until they're back above 80, this is pretty shitty looking. Same ETC, we already kind of did that one a second ago. Now we do have some pretty extreme DMI readings, to be fair. Up above 50, even up above 40 is like really high. And you can see on ETC, the last time that we actually, interesting. Hold on, we're going to go back and compare Bitcoin on that. The last time that the bears had this much momentum around 50s, mid 50s, was all the way in November of 2018, which I believe would be like the bottom almost. Yeah, over here, kind of this little cluster, which did end up being a little bit more downside, another 20%, but that did end up setting in the bottom for the next rally, although it did take about 2 years for anything to happen after that. Very interesting, man. Yeah, so we're lying in the sand on a lot of stuff. It looks like even Ripple Me Nipples is chilling right at about 48 pennies, just underneath it. And you already know 48 was or is kind of the short-term line in the sand. Nice pump yesterday. Wow, right to the underbelly of this trend line. I don't know if y'all can see this very good. Let me brighten it up. We'll change it to blue. Right below this trend line at about mid fives, mid 50s. I'm sorry, mid 50s, and couldn't make a higher high against this. That always sucks when you see that, when you're not being able to make higher highs. If you're bullish, obviously bearish, you'd be wanting to look for higher or lower lows, but you do have higher highs against the structure way back over here, and kind of this is just back in the range, man. It was getting exciting and cool, and then it's like, nah, just kidding. Let's go sideways for 12 more months. Ooh, XLM, brutal. Yeah, I mean, above 7 cents, it's okay. We got a little support right here, like 7.6, but just this one actually looks a little bit nastier than most of the other even shit coins, because we're like below. Let me kind of box this out what I'm looking at here just to illustrate. We're kind of below this little range here and barely holding on. Below 7.5 pennies, man. This thing is on the verge of going to, I don't think it's quite black hole mode because it's been lower than that. Yeah, here we go. Before. Yeah, but then if it gets back below 7, I mean, pretty much 3 to 6 cents is in the cards at that point. Tron even doing the same thing, selling off. Looks like it was the Saturday weekend sell-off, which is very odd because you usually do not get price action over the weekends. I guess everyone's getting scared about regulatory environments and all that kind of bullshit. Like we discussed last week or the week before, crypto's kind of in this weird position now where it's sort of like weed. And if the government keeps wanting to not give it the green light, so to speak, in the same vein as like weed getting descheduled federally, then it could cap the sector off. Because, like everybody's pretty much in it now. There's not really, how do I say that? It's like institutional money driven now. It's not nascent enough to where you could just get a handful of normies on it and then it'll pump again. It's just there's a little too much in industry power in it, if you will. I think that's the best word I'm kind of looking for. It's kind of like solidified in a way. And so, yeah, that could be a thing because I do think that was off the backs of some stupid Binance news and what the fuck ever. Like, oh no, Binance is getting sued by the stupid SEC. They did put like a lot of coins by name in there, though. Ethereum and Solana, and definitely wasn't just BNB. The crackdown continues. Dot, Deep, wow, all the way down. Was that Saturday too? Wow, Saturday just got nasty. Barely holding on. I mean, this doesn't look great because this tail right here is lower than this cluster. So, shit, we might be going to ICO levels here at some point, which is actually, we pretty much are there right now at about $4. Sub 4, look out below, man. Look out below if that were to happen. ADA, nasty. Lost this little structure on Friday. And wow, almost 30% in the day? Holy shnikes, dude. Nasty. Some good volume on it. The bulls might want to be claiming capitulation type volume on these candles. We'll see. We need some more data, though. Oh, nasty. Wow, Chainlink is in the deepest retrace that it has been in over a year. Wow, it's been sideways for a year, for a long time. Upper 40s again on DMI. Super high reading. Last time that happened was May 22nd. And before that was December 21st. All temporary bottoms, although this one did end up being a bottom for, 391 days until this past weekend. And this one had a little relief rally before making lows. Man, shit, technically this does not look good. This looks pretty shitty below 560. There's not any way to sugarcoat that one. EOS. Wow. Fill out this wedge. Dang, look at this. It's filling out the wedge. It's a sloppy wedge, mind you. But it's filling out this kind of weekly wedge going all the way back to the 21 pump. And it's in black hole mode. Wow. All right. Dan Larimer is in total black hole mode. This thing looks just like total garbage, sub 70. Let's just say 69 cents because that's easy to remember. Yeah, sub 69, total garbage. BCH, man, nasty. Look at this Saturday candle, dude. What the? 63% range. Okay. That might be bad prints. There's like no volume on that. I don't know. All I know is below $90, this goes into black hole mode. So, well, not quite black hole mode, but pretty much. You have like a little bit of business right here in the 80s, and then it got bid up immediately. So, unless we had some snap reaction like that, this thing looks pretty gnarly. Sub, what's this swing low? About 105. BSV. Ew, $16. Wow, only 47% loss. Not too bad. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So continues to get work, dude. This thing is just terrible, man. Just terrible. Well, got bit on that one a little bit because I was not around for the weekend. So what am I? I'm entered in about like here, probably on average. Oh, I'm down about 25% on BSV. Well, I better just dollar cost average to zero because that'll work. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I'm not kidding about being down 25%. This is not a huge position, so it's not a huge deal, but definitely no one likes to lose any kind of money, you know what I'm saying? And being below the 21 though, the high time frames never, not I shouldn't say never, haven't given you any bullish signal since November of 21. So yeah, well, you know, high risk, high reward, and in this case, high risk, no reward yet. I know some people be like, dude, it's not a loss until you sell. You just take it down, dude. Go all the way down, bro. So the vol flashes were correct. Big move was coming. It was to the downside, even though we have bullish structure and it looked like it should and could have been. I wouldn't say should, but it looked like it had higher probability to break to the upside off of some of the structure of like Mama Bear and some of the bigger ones. But to be fair, a lot of the shit coins actually didn't have great structure. And this is just getting more selling back in the sideways range. I mean, this is right smack in the middle of the price for a fucking year and a half. Ugh, great. Well, that's the worst part is now we're just back in the stupid, like, solidified ranges for most of them. And occasionally we have, like, Link, which is actually below the range. No divergence or nothing. So pretty nasty, man. Oh, XMR. Is this making a giant H pattern? It's kind of wide, but I guess you could call it one. This thing goes back below like 129 again. Oh, shit, man. We're probably going to the 1-teens. Only if this could clear back into the 150s would I start to think that this was just a little emotional selling from, you know, whatever reason you want to apply to it. Zcash. Oh, no. It lost 29. Hung around 29 and said, suck it, bulls. Let's dump on that ass. Oh, man. Back over here. Is this lower, too? Oh, wow, it is. Not by much, but it's by a couple bucks, a little less. So we technically do have a body close below this body close. We have a fresh body low on Zcash. Uh-oh. 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 Is Bitcoin going to do something different this time? I know that's a famous saying in markets is this time it's different. You know, usually it's not. But this time it might be different. See if we can hold this 200. That's kind of the next line in the sand. Medium to short term, getting below that weekly 21 and actually 200 too is a little bit concerning. But then zooming into the daily, as we were kind of discussing, like if 26 broke, we probably go and test 24, and a little bit past that would not surprise me. But with the 200 actually right beneath it at about 23 and change, maybe that's a decent spot, the 23,000 handle for the longer term. Man, below that, it's gnarly, brothers and sisters. All right, let's get back on track here. BSV, y'all already know, sub 29. We talked about that like 8,000 times. Sub 29, watch out. And did not talk about it going down 50%, though. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. But losing the 29-30 area was definitely the signal for selling pressure. And now previous support becomes resistance. Sub like 29, pretty nasty. It's in black hole mode right now. Price discovery. Zcash, we already did that one. Let's go to Dash. Oof, Dash, brutal. Pretty shitty below 30.50. Fresh low on the bodies. Is this all the way? I don't think so, because it was like $4 one point, wasn't it? Yeah. $2. So we got a ways to go for black hole mode. Let's actually use the cheat code real quick. Oh man, it's not very helpful. It's not very helpful at all, actually. Okay, support, I guess, at about high teens, but man, gnarly for dashing. It's dashing to 0, it looks like. Oh, Doge, no, broke the 6s. It broke the devil's number. Here we are, sub 666. Previous support turns to resistance. Sub the devil's number. Ew, gross. Now, is it getting caught by this consolidation over here? Looking left? Yeah, it definitely is in the upper 5s. But man, sub 666s below all this structure in kind of like a descending triangle fashion. Pretty nasty. I would be very careful with this one until it gets back above the 666s. STX. Wow, how is STX still riding the trend line down? It's like a slide at this point. Below the 200, below the 21, below everything. This thing, oh man, nasty. Oh man, that's gross. Back in the range. Ugh. Fuck, dude. Not the ranges. At least can we sell off past the range so it's like a little bit more exciting? TrueFi has been not very true to the bulls, just selling off pretty much every single day, getting worked by that 21, and has been ever since it breached it in March of this year. Got a little hype early in the year and dump fest. We're already all the way back to the January breakout area, so we did a full round trip already. Yay, you made no money in 6 months. Isn't that cool? Nasty. Woo, XRD. All right, is this just retesting this little sloppy kind of W pattern thing down here? Yeah, maybe. It's right there by the 200. Let's go to the weekly, though, and get a little bit more data. Some more data. Man, same price it was. Great. Last year. I mean, there's some decent support, like around 5.5 cents, but open and closing, man, below the 21. 4 days. The Bulls better fucking do some snap buying here if they want to hold on to some of this structure, or we definitely are going to be, or the Bears will definitely be creeping in on that ass, boy. Let's see. V-Chain. Oh, surprise. 1.5. Uh-oh. Well, y'all know 1.8 was the line on this one. We lost 1.8 on this little doji, got follow through the next day, and it just has been selling pretty much since then. We even have, well, not technically, actually. Today, in 1 hour, we might have a close body below this little cluster, which I do believe. Nope, never mind. Is not the low. Actually goes all the way down here to sub penny. Oof, goddamn. Where would we look for sub penny? Jesus. Below a penny. No, I'm just kidding. But probably, man, dude, losing 1.5 can open that door for sure. Nasty. Nasty Adam all the way down. Woo! All right, so one has to ask themselves, is this, like we kind of briefly touched on it earlier in the stream, is this the best buy the dip opportunity right now in front of us? Is it? I don't know, man. It's tough. It's never easy to call the bottom. You're probably familiar with the term if you've been trading for a while, is the falling knife analogy, trying to catch a falling knife. You can think that it's on the low. Like right here is a good example. It goes to this little cluster, and you're like, oh, I should find support here. Oh, just kidding. And then it goes another 15%. And then you're like, oh, it'll find it here. Oh, just kidding. Another 5. Oh, another 23. Oh, another 4 and change. So that's the falling knife thing. You get bloody hands. Or you can get bloody hands sometimes. Sometimes you do pick the bottoms, but man, we just don't even have any divergence or nothing. And it's hard to have divergence too when we've been going sideways for so long. So I guess that's the best part, is at least we're not going sideways. Wow, Osmos dead. It actually broke below. It's accelerating its trend to the downside. And it had a little bullish divergence off this part of the structure, and then it's given it all up. I mean, there's nothing on the daily. There's just, this one's actually been shit since it lost 69 when we were talking about black hole mode, price discovery to the downside when it lost 69 cents. It's literally been absolute garbage since then. It's only down 35%. Not bad. Ton, what are you doing? Wow, Ton, is this 100% almost? No, just kidding. 40%. Yeah, what do you mean 100%? That was a dirt move. I was looking at the up move to the upside from 105 to 170. It's, regardless, pretty derpy right there. It's hump day, dude. I'm not thinking clearly. Apparently. I'm rusty. But just kind of surprised by some of these Saturday sell-offs, dude. We haven't had a sell-off like that on a Saturday, and man, I can't even remember the last time, because that is very rare. Which helps, I guess, the narrative for like, is this kind of coming up for the buy the dip moment, since the selling pressure and the big selling actually happened when most people weren't trading? I don't know. Some food for thought. We'll see. Need to see a Mama Bear defend some shit here, and the same with Unicorn Man. Man, if they start camping below here, these altcoins, you think they're down big now. Machale. Surprisingly enough, as crypto dumps its little heart out, the traditional markets are rallying pretty good. Although we did have a doji today. We're above that 43.80 area. So as long as we're above that, I have no reason to be bearish on this. Weekly is just full bull boner extension all the way girthed up. We do have a little bit of gap here. Mind the gap at about 43 to 43.40. So, that would even look good as just a little sine wave, kind of fill it in. It's right around the trend line too before continuation. But I mean, there's nothing really terrible about this chart. There's no bearish divergence, nothing. We're even above 15,000. We were looking for that run after getting this candle up to this next range. We're actually above it now. We're actually taking out this local high. I mean, this is, we talked about the last week and the week before, man. Like, it's not popular to be long and bullish, especially tech. But the market's the market, man. It doesn't matter what you think. The market doesn't give a shit about you. It does not care. It literally doesn't. Don't forget that. You can have all your opinions in the world, but it doesn't matter. You can be wrong for way too many points. One of my friends actually quit shorting in the last month, which is funny because he's usually really good at shorting and makes really good money. Has been for over a decade trading futures, but this year he actually told me he's posted a very large loss, one of the worst he's had in a long time, which is funny, man, about trading. Well, maybe not funny, but it's something to be mindful of. You can trade epic for 5, 10, 20 years, and you can have a real shitty year and totally fuck your shit up. Always got to stay vigilant out there. All right. Before I digress too much, this is very noteworthy above this doji shooting star right on the 15K horizontal. If we zoom into the daily, we also do have a small gap right here just below 14.5. But man, as long as this thing is just working, this 21, I mean, there's nothing bearish about this. There's not even bearish divergence anywhere. I mean, this is full on, and it's been full on girth mode ever since this candle here that we were watching, late May. So, I mean, this thing just fucking, they ain't gonna stop. Can't stop. Won't stop until it's below like 14.2. Below 14.2. Of course, it's 14.2. Starts to look a little bit concerning, but hey, we're not even close to that right now. Even Dow's attempting to break out. We got highs. Did we get a new high over here? Ooh, an even high off the longest point of the structure. But we did get an open and close above these shorter terms ones right here. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, weekly's still having a hard time. Is this an inverted head and shoulders right here? Absolutely, it is. And a measured move on this looks like to our next target range right above us. Yep, right around here between 35.7 and about 36.2. So we already have that horizontal. No need to make more markers, and that lines up well with the local double top right over here earlier in 2022 or late in 21. But anyway, open and close above 34.4 would look real good on this, and I would be looking for 35.7 probably within a week or two if that were to happen. And we've got Russell looking super sexy. 1, 2, 3 big bullish candles. We are finding some resistance at 1900. That's where we expected it to come in off that horizontal and some of the structure. Let's see what today did. Today ended up closing down, so it gave up the entire rally. Oddly enough, still no bearish divergence anywhere. Yeah, okay. Let's zoom in. I just want to see how it acted around the Fed. Gap up, Fed drift in full effect. Look at that vol flash on the 7-minute up here. And then it rolled over as soon as it lost that area at about 1920. Man, a lot of volume at the end of the day. Huh, interesting. Let's go to the 3-hour. I mean, technically still higher highs, higher lows. Yeah, interesting. So this candle, since it did give it all up, I know it looks green here, but on normal candles, it would look red or white or whatever your down color is. But getting kind of rejected right at 1900 is definitely noteworthy. We need to carry that forward. And it's just really solidifying that 1900 is very important. Oh, the trannies are coming out. Look at this. 14.4. This thing's back in the box. Dude, the bulls are just trying to come all the way back in full force, except for in crypto land. But in normie land, wow, very impressive. DAX breaking out again. Man, above 16,350. Probably at least get 16.6. And that starts opening the door up to like upper 17,000s on that. Tight range here. Bears should have been able to take this down. I actually like this for a run to the other side. Interesting. I might put this trade on tomorrow. Nice little cluster, easy to stop out below this 32-ish area. I kind of like this for a play for targeting this top third of this range. Yeah, and I like this kind of little higher highs, higher low, intermediate, short-term structure. See if the DMI can regain some of its strength too. VIX just getting monkey hammered. VVIX trying to rally. That doesn't make sense. And futures, this is probably rollover day or whatever. So kind of ignore that. But wow, all the way down to 15. We haven't seen 15 VIX since 2019, y'all, right before COVID. Woo! Oil getting mollied, and not in the fun way, more like molly whopped, aka ass kicking. 66, man. As long as we're above 66, it's like okay, but I mean, taking this doji out, this hammer candle officially now with this structure right here, the last like couple of days, or 3 days. Looks pretty nasty, getting worked by the 21, starting to make lower lows, lower highs on the daily. Weekly is sitting right on top of the 20 or the 200, sorry. Really solidifying that 66 handle support. We start getting comfy below 66. What's the next level to the downside? Ooh, whoa, what is that? Negative? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if we'll see that again. Well, probably, but who knows at this point. Below 66, we probably look for upper 50s, real low 60s, and have to reassess from there. Nat gas, is it rallying? Let's see. Kind of. I mean, it did bounce off of this trend line for the 4th time in a row. See if it can make another high. That would bode really well for this flipping around being a little bit more bullish posturing. So not too bad. ZB sideways as hell on the 0% hike, the pause for today. I mean, look at that. Just smack in the middle of the range. Smack in the middle of the range. Not much to add on to that from other videos. It's just hanging out in the range. Yay. Range party. TMF is holding on to its descending triangle ever so slightly. We lose 740 again, though. Watch out. Really needs to regain $8 for the bulls. TNX is getting comfy still above 370, which is traditionally the area where that was marking fear from hikes, but it looks like no rate hike, no nothing, no cut, just chilling. So it looks like it mostly. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong candle. My bad. This is today, the new fresh candle, I believe. Or is that today? Because TNX is different. Oh no, that is today. Wow, double derps. Today, just a little indecision. Yesterday's candle, though, epic candle. That was probably off the hype that the Fed was going to keep the rates at the same. Oh man, hey, magenta candle. Dollar looked real nice and sexy last week. Now back below 103.80, not so much. It actually is a little bit bearish below that 103 half level. So, and with this magenta candle next to it, man, until it really got back over 104, it's kind of sell the rip now. Euro, let's go to gold. Man, gold just sideways as hell, just chilling. No momentum anywhere. Even today on the news, usually precious metals do some moving on Fed day, but they didn't do shit. Just kind of accepting prices on the low. Lose 1945 again, probably come down and test upper 80 or 1800s. Silver trying to kind of regain 2420. Not quite there yet. Trying. Very, very neutral in the oscillators too. As long as it's kind of holding, I guess you could ratchet down to this swing low at like 23 and change, like low 23s. It looks okay, but let's go to the weekly. Hey, I like this weekly. Still higher highs, higher lows above the 21. Still doing a breakout, retest of said breakout area. So this actually, maybe we can ratchet that down and keep it at, around $23. As long as we're above that, it does look okay. Nice defense so far off of that. Losing 23 again, though. Watch out. Platinum saying suck it below 1,000, but it's right at that 980 level, which does have good support, which you can also see from this doji right there, right at 980. Pretty impressive. Below that, we probably go to at least 950, but losing 980, I think going to sub 950 is pretty likely. And palladium just sideways as hell. Kind of nasty looking chart, man. Does not look good below 1400. This does not look good below 1400. Let's go look at oh, that's not the right one. I'm gonna look at this and this. Man, we're still around 320 on our minor index. That's surprising. I would have figured that was way lower. Well, that bodes well maybe for adding to the is this the ultimate buy the dip narrative. I just like to see some divergence or something usually. I mean, you don't always get what you want, obviously, or almost never do, but yeah, it's like, damn, dude. I guess just coming off such neutral readings, it's like it can't even make divergence yet. It needs bigger ranges, Yeah, but just sideways as hell. All right, well that's interesting. I thought that was going to be closer to 300. So, given some of the prices I've been seeing through the list, but so that's hey, not too shabby. Can't be mad about that. Core is still sideways as hell. Look at that. It's actually coming out of the box, out of the closet here. We got to extend it. Go back in there. All right, let's see. Overstock. Overstock. Let's go. Do have one good position on. I am long overstock, so oh yeah, I was buying down over here, so that was nice. Hey, makes me feel a little bit better about some of my bad uh, are losing. I don't want to say bad positions. The positions were good, but now they're just losing. That happens sometimes. It's actually the only guaranteed in trading, if you didn't know, is that you will lose money. Let's go look at solar real quick. I want to see where is it? JKS is a big one. No, wow, okay. I thought it'd be doing a little bit better. Oh, I stand corrected. So no, they are not doing better. Let's go look at the top dogs. What's Apple doing? Can't stop it. Up every day. Microsoft can't stop it. Oh wow, this is so bullish, dude. Whenever this happens right on major structure and on a breakout, you get the magenta FU candle for the bulls. You're like, ooh, shit. But then you regain it in less than a week. This is uber bullish above 330. Super bullish above 330. And I know that sounds crazy. I know everybody wants to be bearish and doom and gloom, and the market hasn't crashed yet. And I was arguing with my buddy that's a good trader that keeps shorting and has lost money that I just spoke about a minute ago. And I said, I was like, what if we already had the crash? I mean, tech stocks and some stuff was down. Actually, almost all of them were down. Even, Super Microsoft, 36%. Almost all of them were down 36 to 70 something percent, depending which one you looked at. Is that not a sell off? Because I've been trying to flip over into more bullish mindset for traditional normie markets. Yeah, could this be some kind of bullshit and sell off? Absolutely, anything can happen. But the doom narrative is just so entrenched and forced right now. Like everybody thinks that shit. I'm sure you have perma-bull friends that just buy and hold, and they're always bullish no matter what. They could be down like 99%, and they're still like, not next year. It'll be good. We just got to keep holding. It's like, okay, whatever. And, they probably are doing fairly well to be fair. Fairly well to be fair. Is that too many fairs? I don't know. But yeah, Netflix was down a lot. So maybe we already had the sell off. Maybe the correction is has kind of already happened. The market is forward looking, by like 6 months or so. So, so they say. Is this pretty aggressive to the upside? Yeah, it definitely is. But whatever, man. So, is this pretty aggressive over here? It didn't sell off. Just went sideways. Caught up, let the EMAs catch up. Continuation, same thing. Sideways, let the EMAs catch up. Right here again, sideways. So, all the Momos there, man. I don't see, there's no bearish divergence or nothing. So, maybe it already did happen. And when you have stuff testing the monthly 21s and the 55s on traditional normie markets, that's usually the pullbacks for even deep bear markets. Like, check out Amazon. Even when we go back over here, when it was first coming out, Amazon was like crypto pretty much. It's sold off a shit ton a bunch of times. You can see here it just barely breaches the 55, comes back. Barely breaches the 55, comes back. Are we barely breaching the 55 again and coming back? If this month closes back over like 120, it most certainly does look like that. Just some food for thought. That's why it's always best just to listen to the price. Don't try to force your idea onto the price. Be like water and flow, baby. All right, I think that's it for now. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to get back outside and do some stuff. Again, my apologies for missing y'all over this weekend. We just had a little birthday thing. We went down to the coast and chilled down there and camped on the beach and all that kind of stuff. So whenever I'm down there, I pretty much never look at my phone. So that was a good time, fun stuff. So for the wrap up, Bitcoin sub that 26 level that we kind of ratcheted up in the last few weeks. Looks like we are getting below that, and we have unlocked the doors to, 23 to 24, maybe a deep test of 22, and have to kind of go from there. Yes, some of the shit coins look absolutely shitty. That is why they're shit coins, though. Mama Bear and Ethereum looking a little bit heavy, but you can easily make the argument that this is just retesting breakout zones. So previous resistance becomes support. It has not tested that since it broke out in March of this year. Same with Ethereum. It has not retested the breakout zone since earlier in the year. And so, even looking at Ethereum on the weekly, like looking back, it's actually kind of just been in this area for what, a year and a half? No, about a year. Yeah, about a year. Sorry. About a year. So, kind of just chilling in no man's land now. Does look a little heavy below 1750, but then you're right up over here testing for the first time, mind you, since this breakout happened, or attempted breakout. For the first time, a test. So could just be that, and we get back above 1750, man. Ooh, man, I would be looking for a pretty gnarly rally. If we got back below 1550-ish, I would be looking for a pretty nasty sell-off. Dude, that opens the door to like 1300s easy. So, oh, and here's an example of the magenta candle. If they don't get taken back over real fast, they actually do put in tops a lot of times, which this one most definitely did. On the 808, it was drumming for us. It was saying, we done, brother. All right. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see y'all guys on Friday. It is. Yes, Friday. And then next week, I'm going on another trip planned with some friends and the kiddo. So I'm going to be gone next week on Monday. I think I come back Wednesday or Thursday, so I'll probably miss Monday and Wednesday's show. I'm still trying to figure out like internet stuff because it's hard to stream on a hotspot, and it's hard to stream on like in a cafe or something or coffee shop. They usually don't do that. They throttle it a lot of times, and so even if I set it up on my laptop, it's a little bit difficult. And the TradingView app and browser site sucks. So you can't even do any of this stuff from your phone. So if I can figure out something to make that work, or if someone has a good idea, let me know. That'd be great. Other than that, we definitely will be here Friday. And, maybe I just have to move to typing, like doing written stuff and just posting on my ideas. Because I can do that from just with a regular internet. So maybe I'll just do that when I'm out because I still want to be coming in to y'all on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays just to keep consistency. So, but hey, it's a work in progress. I'll whip it into shape eventually. I'll see y'all guys on Friday morning. Much love. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Happy hump day. This has been Z Rex with No Noiz signing out. Peace.